There is no inherent value in the objects of the outside world. Value is what we give to that object. If you love the car that you're driving, then you give value to that car. Someone who's not interested in cars and enjoys riding a bike, for that person, the car has apparently no value. And this applies for most of the things in life. We think that things have inherent value. Material success, buying a big house, driving a beautiful car, or traveling to some particular locations. They seem valuable to some because they find value in it. It is coming from within them that they seek value in certain things. A monk, a saint, on the other hand, has no value for such things. He or she is enjoying living in solitude, spending time praying or meditating or worshipping his or her God or the eternal self. It is for us to realize it, to find out what we truly want in life so that we can place value on things that really matter to us. If you are a family person, if family is something that is important for you, then your parents, your partner, your children, they have value. And then it is your duty, your responsibility, your love to live your life in alignment with the values that you place on family. Once again, those who want to live alone, they might not have a value for a family life. And that's fine. There's no one size fits all. Each person has to find meaning and value in things outside of them. And it is important to not get crowded by the voices of the outside world that is telling you that you must value traveling or you must value having certain amount of wealth. None of this is fixed. So the responsibility is upon each individual to decide what is valuable. Now coming to the other point, and I've observed this over the years, that even though most things don't have inherent value in them and we give value to them, there are still some values that are universal. And maybe this comes with a certain maturity, a certain experience of life, because in my 20s I wasn't thinking like that, but now in my late 30s I have begun to realize the importance of those values. This is nothing new for you though. For example, one is living a life with integrity and honesty. So no matter what kind of person you are and what your likes and dislikes are, what your background is or where you come from and which family you were born in, if you live a life with integrity, then it will give you peace because your thoughts, your speech, and your actions, they are aligned. Living in such a manner diminishes conflict in your mind. When your mind is not going through two opposing thoughts all the time, that's when you're not overthinking and you are living in peace. Love, the other example. If you have love in you and if you look at life with the eyes of love, with the eyes of caring and sharing and giving, then again it brings peace and joy to life. Now, if peace and joy are not your inherent values, then you will say perhaps that it doesn't matter to you because it is not about peace, it is not about joy. Then I would say, first of all, honestly, good luck, because sooner or later you realize that you are only human and you crave connection. You enjoy company of people or animals or plants, nature or something. You find meaning in work, you find meaning in traveling, you find meaning in being a social worker, for example. So sooner or later you will realize that love is a powerful force. Love is what is making things work. Love is giving you patience when you cannot deal with a certain person, maybe your partner. If you have love in your heart, then you have understanding. And holy love brings holy understanding, which is beyond mental, intellectual understanding. Love will give you the strength and courage to deal with hardships that come to you. So I've I've observed that love is definitely a value that is universal. It doesn't depend on somebody. Being honest, as I said before, but I spoke more about integrity. Being honest, what it does to you is that when you have built a habit of speaking truth, living in truth, and being honest and authentic with yourself, your honesty will give you that energy that makes your life satisfactory. So, honesty, integrity, love, the you also realize in your life that compassion, the joy of sharing and giving, is also one of the ultimate values. Because look at the world around you. Look at the natural world, not necessarily the man-made world. The trees, they give you shade, they give you oxygen, they suck carbon dioxide from the environment, they give you fruits, all the vegetation, the air that you breathe. Everything in nature is not there for itself, it is for the other. It is naturally giving in nature. So, giving is actually not something that you have a choice. If you want to live a meaningful, purposeful, wholly satisfying life, then you realize that what you are seeking the most, you find it by giving it away. If you're looking for love in life, you find it by realizing that you are made of love. You are love yourself. So when you give it, it is reciprocated and it comes back to you. When you want to build a lot of wealth, you give it away. When you use your money, your wealth, in meaningful pursuits, it comes back manifold. Anyway, money doesn't like to stay still. Anyone who hoards money loses all of it. So it needs to keep on moving. Giving, helping, being there for the other person, creating value in life for other people. It gives you what you need. If you create value for other people, they give you your money. If you create products that help people in a certain way, they're willing to promote your brand, they're willing to be your brand ambassadors. So you understand the point. Most things in life, besides these universal fundamental things, and don't just take my word for it, think about it, meditate on it, contemplate on it, reflect on it, and see if it's true, because that's what seems true for me. Yet the world is full of distraction. The world is full of so many options, and everyone is trying to push to you through social media, through all the channels, through all the visual perception. Wherever you look, everyone is telling you what you need to have. You need to have a beautiful partner, you need to live in a beautiful city, you need to travel the whole world, you need to read all the books, you need to have all the money in the world. Everybody is telling you how to live, and you cannot satisfy everybody's idea of life, so you must create your own idea of life. And you must create your own set of values that you live by. And these values don't apply, these values must not be context specific. These values must not be specific to the time and place you're living in. If you find for yourself timeless values, that no matter where you were, in which century you were born, or who your parents were, or what you do, what your gender is, yet if you could find values that were timeless in such a manner, then you have found something that will give you peace, that will create a home in your heart, and no matter how much crazy the world seems outside, you can come back to it. Love, honesty, integrity, giving, sharing, compassion, all of it is timeless values. That's why the scriptures from all religions are filled with these teachings, because that is what they've observed. And how come we are still reading and believing in the books that were written 2,500 years ago or even more? Why? Because we see that there is value in certain things. The only problem is that when it's indoctrinated to you, when it's imposed on you and you don't have a deeper understanding, you just have a shallow idea of what it is and you begin to follow it, you get disillusioned by it after a while. So you must sit with it and make it yours, make it personal. When it becomes personal, that you could say to 8 billion other people that it's all right if you think I'm wrong. I think this is the way to be. Because apparently what seems like a suffering, what seems like a pain in the beginning, you will begin to realize the duality of life. You will begin to see that everything has its opposite, and happiness is sorrow disguised and sorrow is happiness disguised. So what appears might not be what it is deep within, deep inside. So find these timeless values and you will see that your life improves exponentially, magnanimously. These are my thoughts while driving in this crazy city with traffic where it takes you half an hour to go 5 kilometers. Thank you for listening.